welcome to Sign Language Club again. So today we're going to be focusing on hobbies, so things you like to do, things you don't like to do, things you love to do. So before we get on to anything else, obviously we want to know those signs first of all: like, don't like and love, and then we compare them up with the hobbies that we're going to learn today as well. So firstly, whenever you're signing, you do it in a slightly different order than when you would do if you were doing maybe speaking. So for example, if you were saying that you love to do something, rather than saying I love whatever it is, you start with the action first. So let's for example say that I was talking about swimming, sign language to swimming, and I want to say I liked it. We would do swimming, I, and then like. So it's just tapping your palm of your hand on your chest. So that's I like, so I pointing at yourself and then like. If you don't like something, it's very similar, so whatever the item is, the hobby is, and then I, this time flat hand on your chest and then move it forwards, don't like. So I don't like. And make sure you're doing your facial expressions, remember they are just as important as helping someone understand you as well. So we've got I like, and then I don't like. You could probably do that with your dominant hand actually. I've just done it with my left one there, but probably if your dominant hand is the other hand, so it just depends. Remember, whatever your dominant hand is, that's the one you use most, so the one more often than not that you write with. Okay, and then we also have love. So again, you do your action, whatever item it is, whatever hobby it is, and then it would be I love. I love. So for that one, I think of like crossing your heart. When you cross your heart, you show someone you really like it. Okay, so there's obviously lots of hobbies. I'm not going to include them all. I'm just going to do some of the main ones that people might like doing. And we'll just go through some of the ones. So swimming, I've already done. We also have people like to read a book. So reading is, imagine you've got your two eyes here, and this is your book, and you're just scanning your book. Reading. We've also got things like tennis. That's just sort of that sort of thing, as if you're serving it. So tennis. And we also have things like running. Oh, again, if we think of most of these, you could probably work it out. So running is just your little running arms. So running. So you might say running, I love. Running, I love. So that's the order that you would do it in. Then we've got some other sports as well, and again, a lot of them, if you think about the actions you do while you're doing it, a lot of them mimic those actions. They do the same actions as well. So if we're thinking more of sports, more that have those actions, we've got cricket. So cricket is imagining your arm is a bat and just hitting it. Cricket. And the same with rugby as well, really. Imagine you've got the ball and you're passing it on to someone else. Rugby. The same with cycling, except for instead of obviously your feet, because no one's going to be looking at your feet, we use our hands. So just put them and go round, a bit like you're cycling your feet. So these are some of the easier ones that might be easy to remember. There are some slightly, oh, I'll tell you what's another one, easy one that looks a bit like what you do with it. Let's see if you can guess what this is, and you can pause the video and see if you're right. I won't say it first of all. Any ideas? Basketball. Okay, so just basketball, just bouncing the ball. So if you just imagine it. Now there are some that are slightly harder as well, that just might not be as easy to understand because they look slightly different to what you would expect to see. So let's start with football. A lot of people like football. So football, two little fingers, and then just sort of flicking them away. Football, just a few times, you don't need to do it loads. Football. So I remember this. There was a game called Sabutio when I was younger, and that reminds me of it. You used to flick the players around rather than when you actually play football. So football. So again, you might say football, I, and you might say don't like. Or you might say football, I like. So remembering the order that you say those in. Now, football is very similar to dancing. So dancing, imagine you're two little people, and they're two little feet. So these are our little people, and they're dancing. So they're dancing around. So that's dancing. So that again is a bit different, but you can kind of understand why. What else might we like to do? We might like to watch TV. So watch So watch, so we're looking, and then T, we're going to spell out T and V, TV. So watch, TV. So we're spelling a bit more, we're using our alphabet a bit more for that one. You might like to go sailing. So sailing, we're going to imagine the boat, the sail of our boat, and then we say this is the sea, we just move it forwards. Sailing, sailing. So we might like to go sailing. What else have we know? Oh, I'll tell you what's another good one. Two that are quite good here. Quite similar. So you might like going on the computer. So we're just typing with our fingers there. So that one's quite easy to remember. Computer, typing. And then also computer games. So if you like to play on your Xbox or your PlayStation, again, it's just what you would do with your hands, isn't it? Computer game. Okay, so there are a lot of hobbies that you can talk about, and I think the main thing to remember with your hobbies is the order in which you're doing items, the fact that you are putting your item first, so swimming or tennis or cricket, and then I love or I like or I don't like. Okay, so have a go at those, have a play around with them. See if you can work out what you can do, and you should now be able to start talking a real little bit of paragraphs, sort of sentences about yourself, and you can talk about your hobbies, you can talk about how old you are, you can do your name now, so we can really start to have a conversation, and hopefully you could see someone and start to work out what they were saying as well. So good luck, and I hope it all goes okay. We've got one more week, and then I'll be telling you where you can go and find out some other information, and actually you can get yourself one of these, which is what I did over lockdown, which is a certificate that tells people that you have passed, I got it right now, which tells people about the fact that you are certified as being able to do sign language. So that's actually from the British Sign Language school, and you can get one of those as well. So we'll look at that next week. So good luck, and I hope you enjoy it.